Right, boys and girls, this is what we did today. So all this time, I thought after doing it before. This morning we realized I've never seen him before. Because he has a tattoo that I thought I did, but it turns out I didn't do. I don't know why the camera flips around. But yeah, this is what we did. So his request was to have a tiger that is coming down. We went through like A, B, and C options, and then we I offered him two designs. He said, "Nah, fuck that." And then we went back to the one the one you sent me, but like with a bit of spin and like a personal touch rather than just a copy.
Yeah.
And what else? We decided to go there as it sits literally there, because if you look from the side, this is where the shoulder goes down, and then that would be literally the tiger's forehead would be coming down, so it's down and down, and when it's round and around, it makes sense because even that way and that way would happen on a tiger, because it would have that middle and it would literally bend that way and it would bend that way and then it would go downwards and it would go up there, so it's on the spot where physically it would happen like that, so we kind of mimic that. Fuck, it's weird, like your traps go like curved like that, and his fucking spine is like that. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, no, it's
Literally, it just goes with it.
Yeah, no.
That's unintentional. I didn't even try that. And then the rest of it kind of sits where it does. This leg nicely follows his arm. That's really good. With this claw, come on, camera. With this claw, the job was to not slide that too far into the armpit because that's just not cool. And yeah, took me hours to draw. I have a video somewhere with a time lapse I drew. I used 11 round liner, so what I used was 11 liner for the outside, so 11 needles next to each other. I used 3 round liner for the details, so it becomes more fluffier, becomes more just something you can rub your fingers and you would feel those little fluffs. For the black, I used Endless Black. I think I did use that. Maybe Dynamic, maybe, I don't know. I can't remember what I used, but one of the blacks I used for blacks. So I lined them and then color them in. This area here is really thin, so it took me a bit of time to get the black in quite solid. I outlined with 3 some of them, some with 5, some with 11, and then I colored in also some with really small corners with 3, and then the bigger areas with the 5 and 7, and then even round shader for the bigger areas. I was jumping from a needle to needle to see which one works the best, because I don't really like to fuck around with the needles to try to make it work. I'd rather find which one works the best and I just use that for as long as it works. So always thinking in most efficient ways. Shading wise, I use more medium, so he was purposely lighter. Not purposely, but like in Japanese tattoos you do more the background darker, and then based on what happens in the background, then you know how to shade this area, or how dark you can go with the claws, or how dark you can go with this, because now we don't know what it could be. It could be anything, could be there, it could be a dark element, it could be not that dark element, so I need to then, once he has the neighbors, then we can plan out what needs to be done. So for example, when the neighbor had shading there, I was like, cool, I shaded this section here, so now we got light, darker, and the wing has that white strip again, and then the readability basically. That's that. So we'll see where future leads us to. For the shading I mostly use 15 mag, big needle, and obviously to get into those little corners, as you can see I shaded into those little whiskers. I used a liner, probably like 3 or 5 to get into those little same with like between the whiskers, I used a liner to color those in, because mag you could try to get in, but it would be a dirty shading, it wouldn't be clean shading, and we like clean shading. So for now this is as it is, and then once we have future elements and I know what to do, where to do, and most likely I'm gonna dip in and add more shading once we know what to do. But for now I don't want to make it too dark, because what could happen is I'm like, you know what, let's shade this dark as like that guy is there, but then once he's dark and the background's dark, you're like, fuck, it's black on black. And it would look flat and boring, and then there is no readability. Yeah. So whereas now, you can like step out from miles away and you're like, damn, that's a big cat crawling down. We want that. We want to be able to always see that. Maybe in your words.
Yep.
How was the neck area?
I was watching Solo Leveling the whole time, and as soon as we got to the neck area, I had to keep closing my eyes.
That's where the bear was fighting there.
Counted to 8 every time. But yeah, definitely tickled quite a bit. But
traps, how's that? Or the tiger's back?
I think certain areas weren't too bad, and then some definitely had a bit of kick, but it was all tolerable, to be fair. It wasn't
probably
like,
the packing black was like endless.
Yeah, because I was sitting there like, I think it's the anticipation of like thinking, what's he doing on this bit and how long is it going to take, and as it just keeps going, it does get tiring. But
how's the edge, the tiger's face? Sometimes people say that's a bit nippy.
I didn't find that area too bad, to be fair. It was literally more up towards the trap of the neck, and then so once you filled out, the rest kind of feels a bit more relaxing because it's not so painful, the rest.
You kind of benchmark against
that. Pretty much,
it's not as bad as that bad.
Yeah. But no, it was alright. It didn't look too bad.
Pretty nice and chill now.
Yeah, I think so.
Compared to all of that.
The arms were nice.
Forget even they.
Yeah. But yeah.
Sound cool.
Sweet, thank you.